This has major implications for the Dodgers, and it makes me want to say one thing. Oh, man. Seriously? Is this what we need at this point in the game? This is a story that I did not want to cover, but we saw it happen in yesterday's game, and it's not a good look for the Dodgers. You don't want to have one of your big guys injured, and a guy that you count on, and especially when there's other guys in the same position or around the same position that aren't producing. This injury is a big deal for the Dodgers. All the information will come out today, and you gotta hope it's good, but it doesn't seem to be good. Yes, major implications for the Dodgers. Hey, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like, turn on the notifications. Fastest growing Dodgers channel out there, and that's what we continue to do. Continue to bring the A game. Mike Nelson and myself doing it in a big way. All right. So we're talking about, you know who I'm talking about, Teoscar Hernandez, injured in the game yesterday, had to come out. And here's the deal about Teoscar. He's not a guy to come out of the game. He's not a dude that's going to say, oh, yeah, I'm hurt. I got some stiffness. Take me out of the game, coach. He's not going to do that. He's a dude that's going to play through injuries no matter what. So you got to think that this one is going to be a little serious. We're going to get made. All the reports are going to come out today on it. But the story is Los Angeles Dodgers star outfielder Teoscar Hernandez. You like the way I rolled that R, by the way? Will have an MRI on his left hamstring after he left in the fourth inning of the 7-4 victory against the Marlins with tightness in his leg. And what did Roberts have to say about this? Well, I got word that it was tight. Whether it was a hamstring or abductor, manager Dave Roberts said he's the guy that just doesn't come out of games by way of injury. And I said that too. He's not a guy that's going to come out with a little bit of an injury. He's a tough cookie, and he's going to stay in there. That's a little concerning, Dave says, given the person. And that is a great point. Dave has a great point on that. You know his character. You know how Teoscar is. He's not a guy to come out of the game. And in this situation, with this happening, we need Teoscar in the outfielder, right? We definitely need him to be able to step up. So what happened? How did it all break down? Hernandez hit an RBI double for the Dodgers and his first run in the first inning, and then single to right in the third. When he did return to the dugout for the fourth, he was replaced by CT3. Chris Taylor came into the game for him. Roberts said Hernandez first experienced a tightness after he caught a ball hit in the gap by Javier Sonoya in the third. So he felt the tightness come out there, and there it is. That's not a good thing for the Dodgers, and you got to think that he's going to go on the IL list for a while. With the possibility of Hernandez landing on the injured list, he's going to be there. There's no way he's not on the injured list. I mean, because they're going to need someone to replace him. Robert said the team is discussing bringing up a player from the minors. And who is that player going to be? The Dodgers have not said who the player is going to be. But if you look at what's going on with the boys in blue, Conforto is not producing. What was Conforto signed 1 year, $17 million or something like that? And he's not producing. So with Conforto not producing, and I think he's 0 for, I don't know, 20 something. And then you got Teoscar being injured. What the heck are you going to do? This is bad for the Dodger outfielders. And this also might mean that Tommy Edman, when he comes off the IL, will probably have to go and cover the outfield. Or do you bring Outman? Is Outman proven that he can come up and play? Well, this is all needs to be discussed, and I think today is going to be the time where they look at everything and kind of find out what's happening with them and get the MRI done and see what's going on. But right now, with him coming out of the game, this being a hamstring or an abductor, this does not look good for the Dodgers. In fact, it looks bad, and it's not good, right? Not bad meaning good, but good meaning bad, or bad meaning bad, whatever. We'll continue on. Muncy struggles continue. Dodgers are forced to make some moves. They're going to have to. What do you do? What do you do with Muncy at this point? I mean, he's done everything. He's went and got glasses because his doc said he has astigmatism where he probably doesn't need them, but, he's following Kike's suit. He tried the torpedo bat. He has tried everything to get out of this funk that he's in, and it doesn't seem to be improving anytime soon for Max Muncy. What has he done? Well, he's never been a player hits for average, right? He's only a 226 hitter, said that he normally is an on-base machine. The guy gets on base a lot. We all know that. His on-base percentage is .350. Currently, Muncy's having a tough time at the plate, hitting only 186 in 102 at-bats. It'd be one thing if that was 60 or 70 at-bats, but that is 102 at-bats, and he's batting 186. That's a good 40-some-odd points off what he would normally hit. He's got a .311 OBP with 1 home run, and that's another concerning thing. 7 RBIs, that's not a lot. Known for being a powder hitter, Muncy went 28 games without hitting a home run, and he does not do that. Is age catching up to Max Muncy? You've got to wonder at this point what is happening with him. Is he going to be able to regain some of his form? And then you start looking at, okay, who else could play third? So I did a little deep diving with the Dodgers and current players that could actually step up and play third, guys that are producing right now. Do you know who's producing solid for the Dodgers right now? Is Will Smith, right? Do you know, or did you know, I didn't know this, but Will Smith has played a lot of third base in his life. So the man could move to the hot corner and be able to play. And wait, Brad J, do we have a catcher to back him up? We sure the heck do. We got Dalton Rushing, who was trying to rush to get himself into the MLB and make a name for himself. So is that a situation where you would consider, look, if you're going to put Mookie on short, right, as a shortstop instead of an outfielder, why the heck wouldn't you put Will Smith as a third baseman instead of a catcher? You got backup. You got Fiducia and you got Dalton Rushing who can catch, right? Barnes, glass is half empty on Barnes. But I'll tell you what, I like this call. I'd like to see Will Smith play a little bit more third. He played a lot of it coming through the leagues and getting up into the MLB. But can Will Smith get back out there? And look, he's hitting like a champ right now. So that might be something the Dodgers need to look at for sure. I like the idea. You got to do something with Muncy's position. Who else is there? Do you try to put Kim over there? I don't know. And Ohtani, hardest hit ball in baseball. Ohtani crushes one. What was it? What the heck was that number on that thing? I think 117 or something. What was it? Let's see if we can find this one. All right, here it is. Ohtani's 9th homer of the year, 2-run blast off Marlon Sandy Alcantara, who he's got some of his hardest hit balls off him. In the 5th inning, came off as a bat, get this, eye-popping 117.9 miles per hour. It was the 5th hardest hit round tripper of Ohtani's career, including the postseason, and the superstar now has the Dodgers' top 13 exit velocities on batted balls since StatCast started tracking those velocities back in 2015. He is just a terror. That dude, when a pitcher comes in and pitches hard, like throwing 100, he is going to get, if he connects with that, you know he's going to break some records as he continues to do so. And velocity, no one has velocity like the show, and that is for sure. And then another story I want to cover here is Hae-Sung Kim shining with minimal playing time. He finally got the start. I don't know why they held him back. I mean, he had a stolen base before he even had an at-bat, which is super funny. But he has been producing for the Dodgers, and you got to think that dude is going to be here to stay. Monday's blast drove in Hae-Sung Kim. That was Ohtani's, but he checked off a couple milestones in his first game in the Major League. Kim notched his first big league hit with an opposite field single in the 5th inning, swiping second base before Ohtani drove them both in. So that's the second stolen base for him, and he's only had one start. Then drove in his first run in the Major Leagues with a blooper to shallow left in the 6th. That thing was a seeing eye, man. That just found the spot to drop and produced. Ohtani congratulated Kim on his first hit after they both scored in the 5th. Another sign of growing relationship between the two. And even Ohtani has said that he thinks that Kim should be up in the Major League and stay put and not be sent down anytime soon. So there you go. So the Dodgers have a lot of work to get to. What do you do with Conforto now that you're not going to have Teoscar in the mix and Conforto not producing? Is it Outman's turn to come up? Do you bring Outman? I don't know what you guys say to that, but I'd love to see your comments below on that. And that, my friends, is going to do it for Dodgers Digest. I'm Brad J. Always remember, as you go through your amazing day, just think Dodger blue. Let's go, Dodgers.